Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, James. Yeah, great work to the whole team. I guess with a lot of these narratives that you've shared in the movie, people are grasping sometimes, what's the real truth here? What's the inner wisdom? So there's grappling towards that. But around the periphery, there's also questions about what about the wisdom and the truth from the institutions? I mean, it was alluded to just in part. And as we know, there's been a lot of misinformation going around the last 2 or 3 years from many different quarters. And there's been hints of that on the periphery of the broader narrative. But yeah, just question of how do you feel about is another about censorship, shutting people down, all this sort of thing that's going on, which is ongoing. And in this country now, we've got the a lot of very oppressive legislation which has come in the last little while. With respect to how do you see that evolving? Is there a possibility of another film down the track? Thanks, James.
Okay, so there's a few questions in there, but I think I'm a big believer that it's an immature director to say, I have the answers, or I'm going to make the movie about my opinion. So this is all this movie is a smorgasbord of all the opinions that we all heard, whether it was in our families, our workplaces, our communities, and it's just a smorgasbord of that. And I may have my own opinions, some of them might have changed, many things I'm unsure, but I never wanted to devolve into that state where it's about my opinions. But there are things in there that I'll tell you this, if we didn't have a financier and we didn't have a distributor. So what I would say is tackling the second part of your question about censorship, I think especially around 2021, since we started making this, there would be no studio that would finance that. Even though we're not pushing an agenda, we're just literally showing all sides. So I think that references, I don't think censorship has any place in art, and I think we're in highly censored times. But that is kind of another subject. And as for another movie, we shall see what comes down the line.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful questions.